Hello, everyone. One more little recording here about Chapter 6. And of course, Chapter 6, as you probably remember, is a chapter where we take gross domestic product, which is the total value of everything produced within the geographic boundaries of a country for a time period, generally during a year. It measures a nation's output, essentially. And we break it down to its component parts, and we also relate it to the same thing, but only different. Gross domestic income. Gross domestic product is the value of things that focuses on production. The gross domestic income is essentially the income earned from that production that is used to finance the production and that is used to buy things that you use that were produced. Okay, so they're basically the same sort of thing from just a different perspective. Okay, now we can use these things to come up with a few other measures of things associated with production, national production, that economists will on occasion use. And I probably won't have this in a test question necessarily. I might have something about GDP versus GNP. But just be familiar with it if you come across it sometime, or if you take a future class or something in economics. So anyway, we noticed that we had GDP, which I said is the gross domestic product, value of everything produced within a geographical boundary of a country, regardless of who owns the company. And GNP, on the other hand, is the total value of all finished goods and services produced by firms located in a particular country, regardless of where the production is made. Okay, so then a McDonald's in Beijing would be considered part of American GNP. Okay, so since one is everything within a country, one is everything with a country, with firms owned by a country, we can actually derive one from the other. How do we do that? Well, GNP, remember, production of the firms owned within a country, regardless of where it takes place. So you take GNP equals GDP, which is the production done within the boundaries, plus net foreign production by domestic companies. Domestic companies. Now, what do we mean by net foreign production? Well, we add to GDP all the production of that of companies like that McDonald's in Beijing. We take the production done in foreign lands by American companies and subtract the production done by foreign companies in our geographic boundaries. So that would make net foreign production by domestic firms. Okay. Now we take GNP and we can come up with a net national product. Net national product. Okay. And what that is, it's just GNP less depreciation. So you have basically net national product equals GNP less depreciation. And what is depreciation again? It is the machines that used to make other things, or the things that would make other things, that can't make other things anymore because they're all worn out. Okay, depreciation. They're things that are used up. Okay. Now, so we have net national product. We can derive from net national product national income. Now, how do we do that? Well, remember that we said that GDI is basically the same as GDP, except for the statistical term. Well, you can do the same thing with NNP and GNP. You get basically, you can turn that into income by just taking the NNP and taking away the statistical irregularity there. So that comes out to something that's called national income, and that equals net national product minus the statistical mass. The statistical variation, you might say. Okay. Now we take that and come to the more couple other measurements that are used actually more by economists than net national product and national income. We take national income. Okay, I'll just put this in red so you can contrast it here. You can get personal income, and that's personal income equals national income less taxes. Now, less values that are earned but not received by the earners. Okay, let me say that again. Values of production that are earned, that are generated, but not received by those that generated them. So that would be taxes, indirect taxes, that is. And that would include taxes on production. It would also include, I'll put taxes, and there's various elements of this taxes here, plus Social Security withholdings, plus retained earnings of a company. Why could I say they're generated and not received? Well, because they're retained by the company. You don't get them. Okay, so minus that, plus you would add you would have that minus it, but there would be a positive value added that would consist of transfer payments, and other income. Other received income that wasn't earned. Okay. Now, this is a wonderful thing that just makes me joyful when I hear it. Transfer payments are not part, they're government spending, but they're not part of government purchases, and hence are not part of GDP. Why? Well, because they're payments where nothing, by the definition, has been done to earn them, right? No service has been rendered to equate the payment. So transfer payments like unemployment or my favorite, retirement payments, Social Security, is like we're just getting money, we're sucking up the money for nothing, we're freeloading on society. It's not that we're not that the payments were Social Security was earned by 45 years of backbreaking work or anything. I mean, I'm not saying my situation is like that at all, but it's just they're giving us money out of the goodness of our heart because we're freeloaders and we're just getting it. Okay, so enough of that. But anyway, that's what personal income consists of. It's national income less the sums that were generated but not paid, plus the sums that were paid but not generated. Great country, huh? And so the only other one that we have is one that's called disposable personal income, which is PI, personal income, all this mess here, minus the income, personal income tax. And we're going to be working with disposable personal income and personal income in later chapters. But disposable income is another great term because it implies that those of us that have disposable income, we can do anything we want with it. We, of course, will not use it, to support our families or feed people. We can just dispose of it in buying Hershey bars or something like that. We can just blow it on wine and song. So anyway, this is all I wanted to say basically on Chapter 6, and we will go on from here. And thank you for your kind attention. Just pull me with questions here, because you probably will have some. Thanks.